Let go. Uh-oh. I lied. Don't let's go. Okay. Now let's go. I am here to play Pathfinder, right? The Righteous Enhanced Edition? They called it an Enhanced Edition. Well, let's just say reading the patch notes, I was underwhelmed. We're gonna play main story. Sink or swim mode. We're gonna play main story. We're gonna do core difficulty. We're turning the crusade management stuff like way down because the crusade stuff is just really not I was reading the little warnings, big red warnings they have for the harder difficulties. Yeah, the crusade mode. Like I've done it. I'm good. I don't want to do it again. So, now for the most important part. It is time to create one character. We're going to create a custom character because, that's the way to do it. Why would you want to use one of their pre-built characters? It's all about making your own. We need a portrait. That guy looks nice and angry. We'll be him. Alright, so we're going to be a Blood Rager. That is the idea. We're going to get angry. We're going to have some spells we're going to cast. Which is why for level 1 we want to be a Scaled Fist Monk. It's really the only way to do it. Actually, okay, so I'll explain. Give me a minute. I will explain. I don't want elf. I want to look at half elf. I will explain why we're going Blood Ranger despite we're going monk despite wanting to be a Blood Rager. What does this do? On will saving throws. And oh, no, because we want kindred range. +2. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go Asimar. We want Angel Blooded, because that gives us strength and charisma. Lesser Resto once a day isn't bad either. Or our background, we just take Pickpocket. Pickpocket gives us a +2 to bonus to initiative rolls, which, you know, not bad. And all the other stuff are just like little, like, oh, get some extra, get some bonuses to your, instead of, okay, I mean, don't, we want the +2 initiative. Now, stat layout. We're gonna go 20 in charisma, and we want an 18 in strength. I think we're gonna go ahead and dump intelligence. And then it becomes a question of, do we want to dump dexterity or wisdom? And I think we're going to dump wisdom. We have this extra point that's kind of awkward. I'm taking 13 dex because there's some feats that want that as a prerequisite. And, okay, okay, so I guess it's about time we start explaining what the hell we're doing with this build. Alright. Scaled Fist Monk. We scroll down to AC bonus. When unarmored and unencumbered, the monk adds his charisma bonus to his AC. Alright? We have a charisma bonus. Of +5. This has a bunch of extra words assigned to it that, like, about how it increases by 1 for every 4-month levels, like, oh, no, wait, yeah. So yeah, we get +5 to our AC right off the bat when we're unarmored. With armor, we could get it a little bit higher. Don't worry about it. We've got ways around that. So that's why we're going monk first. We do monk first because you have to be lawful. See here. To be a monk, we want this AC bonus, but our alignment is going to shift towards chaotic as we play the game. Which is why we take monk right off the bat. Okay, Asmar. Angel-Blooded Asmar gives us +2 to strength and charisma. None of this other stuff matters. It's the +2 to strength and charisma. We could have gone Kindred Raised Half-Elf, gotten the same bonuses. But while I said the rest of the stuff doesn't matter, having, getting these extra bonuses is nice. We've been over this, +2 to initiative. Stat layout. We want to go high in strength because we're going to be a strength-based smasher. High charisma for that bonus AC and the persuasion. Like I said, there's some feats that want 13 dex. I don't know if we actually want any of those feats, but they exist. And just in case, we're going to take that. We dump int, it means we're not going to have many skill points. We got other party members for that. We dump wisdom. This means our will saving throw is going to be bad. It's at -2. That's really bad. When we get Blood Rager, whenever we're raging, we get an extra +2 to our will saves, canceling that out. As for skills, doesn't really matter. Like I said, we don't get many skill points because we only have 7 int. If we bump that up to 10, we'd get an extra skill point here. We're going to take Persuasion. We're going to put a point in Use Magic Device because that'll let us cast some scrolls, which is neat. We get a feat. What are we going to do with this feat? We're going to go down to Exotic Weapon Proficiency. We're going to choose Faux Shard. Faux Shard is a reach weapon, means it can hit people a little bit of a farther range. 6 feet versus 2 feet. Don't need to worry about measuring it in feet. Point is, we're going to be able to smash people all around us. It's going to matter later. The main thing, Faux Shards have a... wow, hold on. Okay. A little quieter. Faux Shards have a critical threat range of 18 to 20. That means if we roll a natural 18, 19, or 20 on our attack rolls, we have a chance to critical hit. Versus other reach weapons, which are the glaive, which has a nat 20 to threaten a critical, and the Bardish, which is a 19 to 20. We have to use a feat to get it. Not that big a deal. We get a bonus feat for being a monk. We take Crane Style. This means when we fight defensively, we need 3 points of mobility, I just remembered. Because that matters for fighting defensively. Fighting defensively means we take a -2 to our attack rolls to get bonus to AC. Rain Style turns that to a -2 from a -4. And we get an additional +1 to our AC. That bumps it up to +3. Deity. Deity. Do we need a deity? I don't think we need a deity. We will take Norgorger. I have no idea. Never mind. Irori. Master. Yeah, we're too angry. I don't particularly care for Iomade. I don't think I actually need any sort of religion. Shaylin's fine. We have to be lawful good, because our deity restricts our alignment to a good alignment. Monk restricts us to a lawful alignment. Does not matter. Like I said, it's going to shift towards chaotic as we play. Don't worry about it. Some appearance stuff. Gonna be skinny lad, or do we want to be a big boy? Be a big boy. We're going to get as close to my natural skin tone as possible. Yep, that looks like a nice blinding white. Can't really tell the differences in a lot of these faces. We'll just pick a random scar. We're not going to be looking at our face much, because the game's played from an isometric perspective. Let's get us some nice hair. Give it a good color. That looks good. Don't care about war paint. Let's get some good... Oh, right. Now we need a voice.
Spell's not working like that. All this waiting bore. I'm not touching that.
Beautiful.
I'll need to review this.
Let us be off. This is my...
Let us be brave. We are, of course. Jimmy Pathfinder. Let's just pick a random birth date. That looks good. Adventures await. Beautiful. Complete. Alright, let's play some Pathfinder. Let's play some Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Enhanced Question Mark Edition. Kind of hope the new CPU I got make this load faster, but oh well. This mic is picking up like every... Did my... Hold on, I think my... I'm worried my audio... Is that... No, those look right. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's better. Okay, fixed it.
Hey, somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
Just let me die.
Why would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square?
Cause...
Somewhere else, like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
This guy has good ideas.
Make room, everyone. Step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to him? The wound looks nasty. Who did this to him?
It was me. I did it to myself.
We found him barely alive outside the walls of Canabris. The walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city.
Well, they did today. Deal with it.
Fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.
I will die if I damn well please.
But first, you there, guard. Take his weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. He can get his things back after the festival.
Okay.
O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy. Heal his wounds.
The magic envelops you, but your pain lessens only slightly. Just let me die.
Now,
Yes, that now.
pair of hands we can get in this city. We'll get you back on your feet, and you'll have the chance to seek vengeance. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there. Yes, you.
Yes,
Sit
you.
gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Terendelev.
Surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Now that's a go-getter, can-do attitude right there.
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
I am a traveler. I was just passing by.
Passing by? And how am I to know that you're not a demon?
This guy goes from we need every hand we can get to how do I know you're not a spy in like a single dialogue option.
My dear prelate, please.
Look, Tarina lives here herself.
Stop interrogating.
Tarina will help for sure.
He has been through enough already.
How do you know?
I'll take care of him.
Maybe I just tripped and fell, huh? Then you'd feel really silly making all this fuss.
Are our protector, and a dragon at that.
Okay.
So I shall defer to your wisdom, but be on your guard. I've been informed he was wounded near Canabras. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of this city.
Yeah. Muttering discontentedly, the old man walks off. Later, jerk.
I loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
Hey, I can stand again. Hey, thanks.
Accept your thanks. But my work is not yet done.
Who are
My
you?
name is Terendala.
I already knew that. Are you really a dragon? Nope.
Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust.
That's how you know she's not a dragon. Dragons have fire breath. Everyone knows that.
To my current guise, I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
And what happened to me?
I do not know yet, and that troubles
Well,
me.
you are
I'm not inspired
useless.
to know what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your
I don't
pain
see any
and
wound.
restored your strength.
It's supposed to be on my chest. I don't see any
Fully.
wound. Can I go?
Certainly, but be careful.
Can I go home now?
I've managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully.
Boo.
Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
I would prefer that did not happen.
Do not be discouraged.
Got some, like,
Recover, I promise you that.
Tylenol.
Tomorrow, come to the cathedral.
Probably not an ibuprofen. We don't want that with an open wound.
Protector of Canabras. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best
Yeah,
medicines.
not in the mood to be super merry when I got a gaping hole in my chest that you're telling me could split back open at any moment, but oh well. Go get drunk, I guess. Drink. What do you say? Another round. Something about the halflings standing on the stool. It tickles me. This is the guy that wanted to throw us in a ditch. Alright, well, I guess this is the only other thing. I could have sworn there's like, oh, it's over here. Oh, it's a shooting range. Okay, we'll go and try our hand at the shooting range. Squirm. Left. Aim farther to the left. Woo! Got him. That doesn't sound good. That definitely doesn't sound good. Don't like the sound of that. Good thing we don't follow Iomade. He'll have to find his dinner elsewhere. Flame strike.
Discari, Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
This cutscene's really interesting. Well, it turns out she wasn't lying about the whole dragon thing. Not that it mattered. Oh, damn. She didn't last long. I'll get back to what I was talking about the cutscene in a second.
The next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If flee is your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
I've seen you somewhere before.
You owe me your life.
Well, thanks, pal.
The one who found you outside the walls and brought you inside.
Should've just left me there.
I see they patched you up. Good thing they did it before the attack, or else you'd have been done for.
Who is Descari?
They got a good drubbing round the head, brother. Discovery's
I'm
a demon,
just very
the
dense.
most fearsome enemy of all crusaders and all living things, come to think of it.
What's the situation in the city? Okay.
Everything's on fire.
Wow, everything got set on fire very quickly.
It's crawling with demons. Looks like a whole army attacked the city. We're sitting ducks.
Give me a weapon.
Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the hide of a demon lord even.
Okay, but he was probably lying.
Try not to get eaten now.
I'll try, but have you taken a look around? Actually, you know what? I'm fine. I don't follow Iomade, and the demons are only feasting on followers of Iomade. We're good. We're still gonna shoot this guy because, he ruined the party. So this cutscene, it has, like, these dynamic camera angles, and, like, is very cinematic and stuff. I think it's the only time they do this in the game. I'm trying to remember some other part where they are that, like, intricate with their cutscenes, but I can't think of anything. So it's very strange. Like, it feels like it was an idea they had, and then they just forgot or decided it wasn't worth it. But yeah, just an interesting note about that. Yeah, we're not going to see many, like, where the camera's like bopping all over the place and like at different angles and stuff. It's pretty much going to be over our heads the whole game. Okie dokie, let's get to work. A small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She is pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion.
Me!
Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
Nope, they're gone.
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey!
Hey!
Meeting you down here.
Aye.
You're the one that Terendel healed today, right?
Yeah.
You aren't injured, are you? Will you help
Somehow.
me out from under the boulders?
Let's athletics her out. We need to roll an 8. We failed. The only change is that, if we fail, Sela is gonna start fatigued, which is
Thanks for the help.
mildly annoying, but
My own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade of the Eagle Watch.
it's not that big a deal. And we lose, like, a handful of experience.
Demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though? Now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
Yeah, you can't really prepare for a literal demon lord breaking down the front door. Yeah, uh-oh, you better watch out. I hear they're eating followers of Iomade. I'm fine. I don't follow Iomade.
For a while now. I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city.
Eating.
Canabres goddess has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomede's herald, with the goddess's blessing.
Yeah.
I really wanted
Yeah.
to go see it, to pray before it.
Well,
But there's no point
blew that chance.
when there are people dying in the streets.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in.
Yeah, Canabres might not have a choice. Did you see what happened out there? I'm a traveler. My name is Jimmy Pathfinder.
To meet you. Now, tell us all about yourself.
I don't like to talk about myself.
Oh, girl, slow down. Exchanging names is enough for now. We don't have time to be swapping life.
That's right, Sela. I'm the protagonist here. I'm the one that asks about life stories, okay? That's not your job.
I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
We're gonna die in here.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine.
You
Underground
overestimate my head.
You stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight.
I have an intelligence of 7 and a will of 7. I am
Try to manage on our own
not
first.
the brightest bulb.
Onward. May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
In dialogue. Okie dokie. So yeah, what is feather? Oh, okay. I have never noticed that before. Interesting. So yeah, because we failed that check, Sela here gets a is fatigued. She gets a -2 to her strength and dex. That's gonna come out to 1 less point of attack and damage. I think she does lose like 1 point of AC. Okay. Turn on fighting defensively. I need to go here. Okay. And then we're going to position front, go over here. There is a cold iron for shard, which we want. We take that cloak of resistance. We're not actually going to equip this. I don't think so. Hold on. So that's 7 to 16. This is 5 to 10. Because we took monk as our opening class, we do get 2 attacks. So yeah, this will do 10 to 20 damage versus the 7 to 16. Higher crit threat range, but not super worried about that. Yeah. Grab that. Someone's here. Hello?
Who's there?
It's me. The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip the rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela.
Oi.
That's Olivia. This is our new friend.
Okay, I have a name.
We're way back to the surface.
It's Jimmy Pathfinder.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to
I'm just gonna...
myself. I am Camellia.
Hi, Camellia.
In the square when I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord, not even
I can't argue
Terendelev.
with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Yeah, we might not be alive for very long, so,
Daskari himself has come to Canabres. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Terendelev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity?
not much.
Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
But now we're doomed. Doomed, I tell you.
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose.
Tell me more about yourself.
Who am I? Just an ordinary
24601?
citizen who decided to take a stroll through the square on the day of the festival. But that's not what you wish to know, is it?
Nope.
You most likely wish to know whether I'll be a burden should you ask me to join your group.
Mm,
No need to worry
no,
about that.
actually.
I can assure you that I am skilled with a rapier, and I also possess some knowledge of magic.
And she touches the polished snake, a skull amulet that hangs around her neck. And what happened to this
I
dude?
don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
Rip.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Yeah, probably not.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library.
That's not a real name.
He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May
Apparently,
his soul rest in peace.
Aravashnial is like an important character in the tabletop adventure path that this game is based off of. But now he's dead. So, you want to come with us? Let's go.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Very true. Alright, so Camellia starts off having taken 4 points of damage, probably from the fall. She uses a rapier, she's got a buckler, high dex, low strength. She comes with weapon finesse, so she uses her dex for her attack rolls, which works out with the rapier. She has a skill focus on trickery. I'm trying to... I'm just doing some math right now because I'm like, wait, where did she get skill focus, racial heritage? Okay, it says right there. She's a spirit hunter. We need. I haven't talked about Camellia yet, but it doesn't really matter what her class is right now, and we'll talk about that. She has access to divine spells, not as many as say an oracle or a cleric. But it's fine. She had the big thing is with she has access to these curses, and these curses are quite good. She also gets access to a spirit. Hers is battle, makes her real good at fighting things. Well, makes her decent at fighting things. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Big thing is we get these hexes, called them curses. They're hexes. Oh, she also gets this spirit enhancement thing. Lets her add bonuses to her weapon, so we can use this, and she'll get a +1 to attack with her rapier. Certainly not bad. Sela's a paladin. Paladins get a lot of stuff, and none of it matters because she is not going to be staying. Because we are not going to give her any more levels in paladin. This poor soul had nothing useful on him, so I'm glad he's dead. And we get to our first combat. It's with a bunch of giant centipedes. Here they come. These are... I don't think these were all... I think these were just giant... These used to just be giant... Oh, you don't want... I turned defensive fighting on for Sela, which isn't what we want. We want it for Jimmy here. Because it's normally -4, but because of Crane style, it's only -2. I did the wrong thing. I don't... So yeah, I expect some... We'll see some bugs. Because the Enhanced Edition just came out, and with every patch is lots of bugs. Okay, you still missed. That's pretty cool. Got him! Fortunately, we have Anivia as a guest here. We don't get control of her, but... you know, she stays in the back, and she'll shoot some things. She's a pretty decent level. She isn't a base. She's only level 3. Okay, never mind. She's only level 3. Still, a base attack bonus of +9 is way higher than anything our party can get right now.
Let us be off. We will be.
So yeah, she'll basically just clean things up for us. Okay, we're gonna keep Sela back. So yeah, whenever we're fighting defensively, we get 30 AC. He's pretty good. What's not pretty good is our inability to hit anything. Because Camellia has like super low strength. Yeah, Anivia doesn't like always show up to battle because she's got her hurt leg. But she's basically there like if you take a couple turns, the game just brings her in and is like, okay, let's just have you kill these guys and move on with our life. Camellia has an armor class of 19 because of her high dexterity and chain shirt, plus the buckler, which is another +1.
No glory without risk.
Sometimes fighting defensively does not kick in the way I think it should. Like, it has not kicked in yet. It's weird. I said earlier we wanted 3 points of mobility whenever I was picking out skills.
I'll cut you wide open.
If we look at fighting defensively here, it says that you get a +2 to dodge bonus, but you get, if you have 3 or more ranks in mobility, you get +3 instead. That +3, since this gives an additional +1, once we hit level 3, we'll get 4 bonus AC when we're fighting defensively. It's a small thing, but it's it's incredibly good early on. Okay, we got bracers of armor. The bracers of armor aren't really good for anyone because the thing is, these two jokers start wearing armor, and the bracers of armor doesn't stack with that. It gives an it's not like we can give this to Camellia and up her to 20. It'll just do nothing. And our character starts with engraved lucky bracers that already give a +1 to AC, and you can't wear both sets, so it's kind of and so like even if you start with like a class that would really want to use those, there's not really any point because you start with the lucky bracers. In like 2 or 3 hours, we'll get a character that might benefit from it, except that character comes with bracers of armor +2, like, included. Like, included with, God, freaking... We can't hit the broadside of the barn, and they're hitting on, like... Fucking... Thank you, Anivia. Well... However, it's why we've got Cure Light Wounds. Okay, we got a level 3 Monitor Lizard coming up. We let it come to us because it only has 1 attack, but later on, enemies get multiple attacks. and they generally can't use those multiple attacks if we make them come to us. Whereas if we run to them, we won't get our multiple attacks, but the enemy will get theirs, and it just leads to you taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Alright, before we talk to those jokers... Oh, I think we only saw one. I need to use the restroom real quick. Alright, I've returned. And I'm here to talk to some nerds. Hello!
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps into the circle of light, however, you realize you have never encountered a creature like this before. Stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man. Man knows he freezes, curling horn protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall, and he calls out for a Wenduog, who is a spider person.
Did you find it?
Nope.
Who is that?
The woman looks just a stranger companion, like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movements reveal the lethal grace of a predator.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
Demons are laying waste to Canabras.
Say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze.
That's fair.
Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze.
I don't know what a shield maze is. Also, I'm only just now kind of realizing how strange her accent is because nobody else in the game has that accent. So I have no idea where she picked it up from.
You guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabras. People are dying up there.
And they're going to continue to die up there.
Show us the way out.
Who are you?
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons.
Okay, well,
Our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the Underground Crusaders, the children of the Crusades' finest.
never heard of you.
Sadly, Underground Crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
That feels really insulting.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves Neathers.
Nethers.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
Never heard of you.
Canabras, they're called mongrels.
We're Seal. They just said that.
At night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight.
That sounds pretty rude.
To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect Mendev and Golarion. And for what? So we could become monsters used to frighten children.
Apparently.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military.
Oh my god, dog. Why would you do that?
Until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge
I have
on
no
the
idea what that was
surface and
about.
Save the day. All the people will see how good we are, and they'll love us for it. Yeah, he leaves that last part out when he talks about it, of course, but it's easy enough to read between the lines.
And where are we?
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
I feel this guy might have a bit of a sarcastic streak in him.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten.
How unfortunate.
This place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
You are a spider cat lady.
First Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
It says she lets out a low whistle, but the voice acting, it just sounded like a scoff. What are you doing here?
None of your bit.
We're looking for a holy sword.
And Lan has no problem just getting right to it.
The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there.
No, they do not, trust me.
And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame and will burn anyone who touches it.
That sounds not good.
Special land.
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
So, there's an interesting point with Lan's character, because here he's acting in a manner that you would really expect from, like, a chaotic character. You know, he's, like, run off to this maze to try to find a sword so that everybody can go up and fight and stuff. He's a lawful neutral character. It's weird because he doesn't like, this is like the only time in the game he really acts like this, I think. It's weird. Does the maze lead to the surface? Oh god, my shoulder hurts. I don't know why that is. Ugh.
There's a good chance they've collapsed. But the maze... There's a legend among our people that when the walls of the maze fall, that will be a signal for us, the Underground Crusaders.
The Underground
The time has come
Crusaders.
to go up to the surface and fight the demons in the final confrontation. Until then, the people say the maze is shielding us from taking rash actions.
Why do I not remember this conversation?
In the maze.
Because I usually skip a lot of this dialogue when I play, so I forgot why it was called the Shield Maze.
That means that it really must lead to the surface.
When the ceiling and walls started shaking, the young ones in our tribe lost their heads. They figured the maze was going to collapse, so it was time to go up to the surface. They grabbed whatever weapons were on hand and ran off toward the maze. They think the maze is no longer a danger to them. They've been listening to Wendwog too much.
Don't try to blame this on me. Yes, I told them that our people are capable of making our way through the maze. In the future. But I always told them to wait until I had made a map of all the maze's dangers.
Oh, these people talk too much.
100 times. But it was no use. My words just went in one ear and out the other.
How did a sword of holy flame wind up down here?
Came here with its owner a long time ago. 50,000 gongs to be precise.
That is not a measurement of times.
70 years ago, in Uplander time.
Thank you.
50,000 gongs ago, our forebears found a dead angel here, along with the bodies of his comrades. The tribe gave them a dignified burial, and they were laid to rest with their weapons. But the flaming angelic sword was stuck in a rock, and no one was able to pull it out. It burned to the touch, like real fire. So the rock was placed over the angel's grave. It should be here somewhere.
Neat.
Maybe the angel will dig himself out and find the sword for us. That might be our best shot in this chaos.
Well, move over, Lan, because the main character's here, and I will find it for you.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, sorty. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Lan thinks he's in a Joss Whedon film.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
Okay, so, let's loot. We must steal everything that isn't nailed down. There is a lore religion check here. You're probably gonna fail this most of the time. That's a DC 17, and unless you are a character that has taken, religion as a skill with wisdom to back, you're probably not making that check. There's a lot of like hidden rubble. Wow, we failed all of those perception checks. Hell yeah.
I found, something.
I'm just curious because this is dinged like it was a perception check, and this is actually like critical to find, so it's weird that it's behind a perception check. Like, this is where the sword is that we're looking for that will progress with the game. A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Jimmy Pathfinder feels drops of searing blood run down his chest. The wound healed by Torrendalev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber. This one or another one entirely. Jimmy Pathfinder's heartbeat quickens and a stream of thoughts burst into his mind. Thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery! They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends. The people I swore to protect, the people for whom I descended from heaven and came to the turbulent mortal world. There they are, up ahead in the gloom of the cave. They're waiting for. They're afraid to draw any closer. Do they believe I am about to die from their traitorous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with golden braid lies on the rock, clutching her slashed side. She refused to join with the traitors and paid dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. Unless I have the strength, I must. While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Jimmy Pathfinder intuits that he can control them somehow. Let's try to... I have no idea whether there's a second page. We will heal the wounded girl. A spark of healing magic illuminates the eerie, murky scene before Jimmy Pathfinder. The wounded girl opens her eyes and whispers, Lariel, you said that everything was going to change soon. You said you and the other warriors of heaven would be leaving us on a grand mission to stop demons forever. Is that true? The frenzy of foreign thoughts comes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by, one after another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars. A young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword. A majestic golden winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet, but his voice free and clear. Only if you're willing, only if you're ready. There is no going back. Then don't waste your strength healing me, the girl whispers. Mission is most more important. You take care. Sneer. There in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears within its depths, a vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirping and rustling emanates from the shadow. the sound piercing, like hot irons lacing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. A yawning chest wound burns white hot. Jimmy Pathfinder's head pounds with pain. It's no longer clear whose pain it is. The person called Lariel who sent this vision, or the one unlucky enough to receive it. I am determined to fight off the illusion. Oh, we actually succeeded. That was a 50-50. The force of the attack, though originating in a vision, is terrifying. Jimmy Pathfinder is stronger. He shakes off the pain and torpor, but alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It's not real. It exists only in the strange vision or memory. The thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow features starkly resemble those of Niscari, the terrifying demon lord. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they call Lariel. The foolish angel struggling on the rocks like a fly with its wings torn off, tones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young, then old and quivering. Where is your goddess, angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? Strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow before this enemy. The flaming sword sparks to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip on Lariel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks. His vitality is ebbing, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword and with his last breath of strength plunges it into the rock. Your Pathfinder senses the vision is fading, rush of thoughts diminishing like a river running dry. Last thing he hears is this. You will kill me, monster, this I know, but one day someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and save and protect the innocent. The vision disappears, vanishing in a burst of colors. Jimmy Pathfinder does not hear the final words, but he seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. The words fly from his lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing in Jimmy Pathfinder's chest fades away, the edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Jimmy Pathfinder sees the flaming sword in his hand, or rather, its outline, the memory of what the sword looked like. The final surge of warm and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into his hand. Jimmy Pathfinder senses that it will turn. All he need do is call it.
Hey, are you alright? You were kinda glowing just now.
Yeah, I do that sometimes, don't worry about it. Zila kneels before the light, offering up a prayer to Iomade.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
I think I saw the memories of Lariel.
That really was Lariel? The angel from the legends.
I guess.
The ancestors even got his name right on the gravestone.
Hey, good for them.
Be thrilled.
You. Thousands of gongs and no one's been able to touch it, and now you, an ordinary creature of flesh and blood no different to us, get the sword and start talking about visions.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big deal.
Now, Wentawag, don't be a sore loser. He is clearly different from us. The
Well,
sword of
yeah,
the
I don't
sword,
have the spider legs for
angel's
one.
name and all that other stuff. Because he doesn't carry our mongrel taint. Heaven doesn't give a damn how special we are. We're born with evil inside us. Heaven doesn't need to know any more than that.
Well, heaven is full of jerks then.
I I know you're willing to tear anyone apart to uphold our people's honor, but you and Sol, you just refuse to face the truth. We are the way we are because our ancestors' bodies were corrupted by the Abyss. It does the same thing to plants and animals. There's nothing heroic or special about it. It doesn't make us better, and it doesn't make us worthier.
So you saw it too? The traitor's dying girl?
Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you? Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kind of need it.
Jesus, dog, stop that.
I get nervous, and when I'm upset, and when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need
Jason,
you to Chief
buddy,
Sol.
it's okay. No, you don't need to help them. They're fine.
Rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
Yay.
And what if he can't make it happen a second
Buddy, I can assure you whatever's going on up there, they don't need your help. No. They don't. Jason. Hey, Jason. No, Jason, come here. Yeah, that's a good boy. Okay. He's heading back to bark some more. Oh, dear me. Anyway, I can control the... Oh, my God. These dogs are just all going insane.
Wow, I mean, that's amazing. Heaven has truly blessed you.
Oh, my Lord. These dogs, they are just losing their mind. Oh, wow. I'm trying to give them a moment to calm down. Please hold. I think never mind. I was about to say I think they've about got it out of their system, but nope. They're. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. You just eat your food. Don't worry about what's going on upstairs. Okay.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life.
Could you please not?
Is this what the sun is
It's
like?
very shrill, and nobody appreciates it. Look, you're my boy. You're a very cute dog. I wish you would not do that.
Yes, it's similar, but this light is more golden. Chief Sol needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble
I mean,
a troop
he
to storm the maze.
can.
You Uplanders care about your kids, right?
No.
Help us save ours.
No.
Without
We usually
them,
just,
and
like,
then the
toss them
girls
out into the
won't be
woods.
so bad if we go to
Ones that
them.
make it back, we're like, yeah, they can stick around, but the rest,
Let's go. We'll
this thing always dings in the middle of this little cutscene moving over to this
What do we have
ledge. Alright. Oh yeah, all this stuff is mostly exists to be sold. Like, not for a lot. It sells for, like, nothing, but... There's a giant spider. Oh, there's a lot of giant spiders. There's one giant spider and two big spiders. Young giant spiders, excuse me. Okay. Anyway, Lon and Winduog join the party. Lon is a Zen archer. This is a kind of monk, so he gets monk AC based off his wisdom, because he's not a scaled fist. Only scaled fists scale charisma like we do. As this class implies, he'd be shooting stuff with the bow and arrow. Interesting. He's got an interesting stat spread. A bunch of 17s. When did his charisma? I could have sworn he had a charisma of 5, and not 9. Makes sense though. Yeah. Plus the +3 to strength's pretty important, because we're gonna get composite longbows. Those let you add your strength to your range damage, and that's pretty good. Gets a +3 to Dex, we're not going... This is not going to matter in the long run. At level 3, Zen Archers get Zen Archery, which lets them use their Wisdom instead of their Dexterity for ranged attacks, so we basically just only pump Wisdom. And Dex stops being an issue. While the Dex does apply to his AC, he's a ranged fighter. We don't want him in combat. Windwalker's also a ranged fighter. I'm going to take your potions. I said I'm going to... I'll have to take him after the fight. She has a higher dex and slightly lower strength. Slightly worse at, like, everything except, like, con. She's a fighter, so she gets lots of, like, neat bonus feats. We only get to keep one. So, I cannot believe this is happening to me. I guess I am... Young Spider has a +9? That's insane. That has to be it. That has to be a bug. Like, there is no way that's right. So something to note. As a fighter, Windowalk gets a bonus feat, which lets her take Precise Shot at level 1. Lon here, also got a bonus feat, but he decided to spend it on combat reflexes for reasons that are unknown to either God or man. Why? Like, so this lets him make more attacks of opportunities, but it's like a big chain of feats to get opportunity attacks with, ranged attacks. I guess it's to make him slightly different from Windowog, but Precise Shot is so important for archers. Normally, if a ranged character fires into where there's a bunch of characters fighting in melee, they take a -4 to hit. That is why this right here, it said he needed to roll like a 15 because he's getting a -4 from shooting into combat. Precise Shot gets rid of that penalty. It's like the most important feat, and he's like, I think I can wait on this one, and he might be right, because, well, what is Way of the Bow? No, he's wrong. He's just wrong. Bad Lon. Poor build. You should feel ashamed of yourself. We're gonna loot this, grab all the stuff. We're gonna mobility across here. There's a small earth elemental. So one thing since we've got some ranged attackeronis now, if we bring an enemy just into view but not far enough to actually trigger their AI, we can take one of our ranged people, say shoot, and we just miss. It's as simple as that. No, we get a surprise. We guarantee a surprise around that way. So basically, everybody on the team gets one action against these bad guys. It is kind of buggy, because as you saw, Jimmy Pathfinder was for some reason first in initiative, even though he wasn't. It's weird. Okay, that's why I was like, there should be 2 of these small earth elementals. There should be 3 of these small earth elementals. Christ, could we please hit... Thank you. I'm just gonna punch some sentient rocks with our bare hands. Don't even worry about it. What the Okay, I thought that said he did 15 damage. He did 13 damage. Weird. Okay. I would have thought that would have put us at lower than -1 health, but whatever. The reward for killing those guys is this wand of Cure Light Wounds. It is going to be decently handy in this very early part of the game. Where we don't have access to a whole lot of healing. We could use it right now to get our boy up to more than 1 hit point. We're going to turn on Point Blank Shot. That gives us an extra +1 to hit. In exchange for basically our archers having to get within 30 feet. It's relevant. The 30-foot caveat there. As the game goes on, we'll probably just turn that off because the +1's nice early on. It's only just fine later. And the trade-off of not being able to attack from a very large range. Mostly because if you move, as we progress through the game, we're going to get more attacks per turn, but we can only use those attacks if a character doesn't move. And yeah, with Point Blank Shot, that is your archers are going to have to move, which lowers their efficacy. Because they're not able to get their, like, Lon's not able to get his, like, 3 or 4 attacks off in a round. Punch, punch. Punch, miss. Fine. There's just no way that +9 is right on that. But maybe it is, and I just never noticed? I don't know. Feels weird. Masterwork Greatsword. That's actually quite nice. We're not because we want to use a Masterwork Greatsword, but because it's worth $100. Windowog wants to talk to us. There's no voice at. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from. You and I are the only 2 people here who see things clearly. Big assumption you're making there. That's why I'm asking you, don't show the light of heaven to Saul. Sure that the light should be shown. Lan. Windowog grimaces, and a guttural husky snarl unfurls on her throat. He wants to play the hero. His first idea, if you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? I mean, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe might actually take his words to heart and follow where it leads. Thought you consider the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors. I believe that my people are worthy of greatness, that we are strong and can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people. But it's one thing to go hunting in the caves and another to fight in the shield maze. I've been there. My whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There were more of us trackers at the start. Young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought, but we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It's cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night, and if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you. Soft singing in the distance seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again. It will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they're going, all because Lon believes that the glowing sword will solve all our problems. What about the kids lost in the maze? I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Saul is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lon's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them. Whatever's left of them. Without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking only my own life. You and your friends can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find the way out to the surface. Alright, I thought about it. So, yeah. I'll talk about it. Make sure we aren't leaving anything good. Oh, that's a Masterwork dagger. Masterwork light crossbow. We do want those because, again, Masterwork garbage is worth $100. That's an interesting new button. This is actually a very important button because it helps tamp down on file size. File size bloats because of all the loot the loot that you have to leave behind causes the file size to bloat because the game needs to remember that you left that stuff there. And especially for a place like this where we can't come back to, just destroy it. Like, there's a mod that does that. So, that's actually a nice little quality of life change. That's new to the enhanced edition. Okay. I'm gonna move these guys here. The first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white, eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of normal village life. A tense expectation hangs in the air. A heavy-set aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance. With pronounced teeth, you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplanders, end times are upon us indeed. Chief Zul, we found the Angel's Sword, and we found the one who can wield it. He had a vision, and now the Angel's Sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside him. Gather the tribe, anyone who can hold the weapons. The young ones are still alive, and we can go save them. Zul raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan, always dreaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. Going to get you in trouble. Zul eyes you up and down, and Uplander with the light o' heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind doesn't. Don't have good things happen. Always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. That right, Lan. I'm the chief. Don't work on faith. Show the light. I'm going to do the lawful action because... So that choice between the lawful and the chaotic, that's going to decide whether we get Lon or Winduog here. Like I said earlier, I think I said earlier, but we want Lon. He is slightly better than Winduog. Okay. Zul is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his wide, pale face, but the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away. True. The angel did not forsake us, no. Came back from the dead, he came to save our children. Lon gives you a thanks. The scaled half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time that you would support him. Winduog is at you like an angry cat. See these fishermen and these hunters, these husks of men and women. Their blood will be on your hand. Yeah, the blessings of angels, so let's do it! Idiot. You see a bright light, and now you think even the maze is no match for you. The maze is no match for me. You always think the worst, Windu. We're not on our own in this anymore. We've got allies. Oh well, a couple at least, but one good fighter's worth 10 bad ones. You have the right of it, Lon. We're Neathers. We're going to wait. I sent a messenger to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes, but they will come. They'll all come for the light. Wait, Lon. Wait, Uplanders. Rest a while in one of our huts. Our home is your home. Alright, Chief, understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the difference between life and death. Alright. So yeah, at the end of all of that, we get level 2. So like I said, we want to be a Blood Ranger. That is the primary class we're going to be in. And now that we're level 2, that means we can finally get Oracle. We will take our second level, and it will be an Oracle. We get a curse. So the curses give you a bonus at the expense of some malice. It used to be everyone took Wolf's Guard because it gave you a natural attack. Natural attacks are very good in this game because you get to use all of your natural attacks in every full attack. Action, full round attack. So you can like get a bunch of different natural attacks from a bunch of different sources, stack them up, and get like 50 attacks a turn. And then they added this thing that says all spells you cast have a 10% chance to fail, and that makes it not worth it. I don't like Powerless Prophecy. We don't want to be staggered for the first turn of every round. -1 on saving throws against disease effects, but being immune to Sickened is, I guess, fine. I don't want lame. We want to be super fast. Don't want... I mean, actually, I think this is what we want, because, we're going to be able to get Persuasion from some other characters. I'm thinking right now. I'm trying to remember. We'll just take Plagued. This might be okay, but yeah. This is the important part. Oracles get a mystery. Each Oracle draws upon a divine mystery to grant her spells and powers. We take the nature mystery. We go to our revelation. We get revelations based off our mystery. We take nature's whispers. What does this say? You may add your charisma modifier instead of your dexterity modifier to your armor class. Remember, our charisma modifier is +5. This stacks with the additional +5 we get from our monk. That means we are going to have +20 AC while wearing no armor. We throw on our defensive fighting on top of that. We're up to 23. Next level, we get our 3rd point of mobility. That becomes 24, and that's before anything like mage armors or any other bonuses are applied. We'll take cure spells. You know, yeah, cure light wounds. Why not? Do I want less? Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, 21 because of those bracers. You get +3 from fighting defensively. 24. For the low price of nothing, we already beat Sela in terms of armor class. And we're going to get... We've got these, like, potions of mage armor. That's 1 hour of +4 AC. That gets us up to 25, +3, 28. Good stuff. We want to sort... okay, search button was added. That's going to be handy later. We are covered in blood because we are very hurt. Can I change? Perfect. This is going to be changing the color of our companions. Is going to be very important later. So Sela. Like I said, we're not going to have Sela be a paladin. Paladin's fine for her. You know, she has an 18 strength. She's going to hit fine. Her charisma, it could be higher. If we were doing like character optimization, we would take these points out of wisdom and bump her charisma up to either 16 or 17. But I mean, she's gonna hit pretty frequently. Shield focus isn't fantastic. You know, again, if we were doing character optimization, probably want something else there. It's fine. We're actually going to make her a Skald. Not just any Skald, we're going to make her a court poet. Why? Court Poet gets the ability Insightful Contemplation. At first level, affected allies gain a +2 morale bonus to intelligence and charisma and a +1 morale bonus on will saving throws at the cost of a -1 penalty to AC at 4th level, and every 4 skull levels after the song's bonus on will saves increases by 1, and at 8th and 16th level, we get an extra +2 to intelligence and charisma. What does this mean? Remember that we add our charisma bonus to our AC. So while this gives us a -1 penalty to AC, it also in exchange gives us a +2, because that +2 morale bonus to intelligence and charisma gives us an extra +1 modifier to our charisma, which translates to +2 AC. At 8th level, this gives us +3 AC and then +5 AC. Not only that, intent-based and charisma-based casters have get their difficulty class on their spells up while they're under the effects of this. It's great. And Court Poet gets some arcane spellcasting. That runs off charisma. Sela has a fine enough charisma for that. You also get free scribe scrolls. Didn't even realize that. And she gets a big old boatload of skill points that she would not get. We want persuasion. We want... I'm just trying to think about... Do we want perception? Probably... and Lore Nature seems fine. Get a bonus feat. We're gonna take extend spells, because most of the spells we're probably gonna want to grab with her are like buffs. Your light wounds, grease, seem good. Camellia, we're just gonna keep her going Spirit Hunter. Her build's fine for it. We take Trickery and Perception. Talked about these hexes. We take Evil Eye. The target gets a -2 penalty on one of the following AC ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, or skill checks. Lasts for a number of rounds equal to 3 plus the Shaman's Wisdom modifier. That is 6 rounds with Camellia. Will save reduces it to just 1 round, but we can apply it. If it runs out, we can just reapply it. -2 to AC on enemies, that goes to -4 at level 8. It's really good. Lawn, we're going to go ahead and just take... another point of Zen Archer. Do I need him? Stealth. Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay, so he does get a... That's what this was. I thought... So we can take our precise shot, get that out of the way. Take away the longbow. This gives us weapon focus for free. That's going to be an extra +1 on his bow attack rolls. We're only going to be taking 3 levels of Zen Archer because, again, once he gets to level 3, he gets to use his Wisdom in place of his Dexterity for attack rolls. We will talk about what we're going to give him at level 3 once we get to level 3. As we're going to go by our standard operating system here, procedure here, of just stealing everything that isn't nailed down. First, we got to talk to this jerk. Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. An elderly man in extensive but not ostentatious clothes clothes approaches you, his face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is August Worm. Yes, that Worm. You've no doubt heard of me if you've spent any time at all in the city. I am not. I just got here, and no sooner did I get here than a dragon was murdered right in front of me, and I fell 20 feet down a hole. I have a business proposition for you. Your name tells me nothing. Who the hell are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city, then? You couldn't have picked the worst time. Tell me about it. That's for certain. Only just arrived, and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canopolis. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives traipsing from one ball to the next, but the Worm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city, I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? You have August Worm to thank for that. How'd you end up here? Probably the same way I did. That's a dumb question. He doesn't like the mongrels because he's a rich asshole. Don't worry about him. What's your proposition? I don't know what is happening on the service right now, but I am determined to find out. I have no intention of seeing out the rest of my days in this village. Oh, you have no. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. Are you a medium or some kind of oracle? Not my field expertise, but I can see that although you don't wear any divine symbols, you do have divine power. But don't worry, I'm not one of the Inquisitors from Horan's gang. I don't care about such things. For me, is the reliability of my potential companion. You look promising, like someone who can turn a demon in. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, we don't have any divine powers, but we did just take a level in the Oracle, which does have divine powers, so. You're strong, it will be no trouble to you, but alas, I'm not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling through caves playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. 2,000! Damn it! Why not 10,000 or 100? Oh, let's not be miserly. Let's say 1,000,000. My initial offer was a king's ransom. You've likely never seen so much gold in all your life. It's non-negotiable. I said 1,000. That's my final offer. Got it. I mean, with a persuasion of 10, that's actually not like a hard check to make, but we rolled a 3. We're not leveling up Windowog because she's gonna disappear. This guy has fly wings. Okay. We can talk to these two. Oh, this tragedy may not have happened if you'd spent less time surveilling on the citizens, or tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. I didn't know these guys had a conversation. Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists. Then we wouldn't have to waste our time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Oh, what's the bad blood about? I actually didn't know these two had a beef. It's an old matter. Mr. LeMaid here had the notion of spying on me, then of rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist? No, you look like a rich asshole, and I say eat the rich. So, sorry, Fergus, but I'm hungry. Cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know? That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Worm, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. What was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that whole rigmarole with middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the Crusades? Don't you see? I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. August Worm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from a tale. Yes, I care about my city. Yes, I wish to see that its defenders, my defenders, were well-fed, healthy, and well-armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming in every sponge, leech, and parasite in the city. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes, you're an alright bloke. Carrying on secret dealings in a city that's teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. How's the leg? Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. Bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinking stuff on the room so it looks like I'm gonna live. Said wait a day and I'll be right as rain. So I'm waiting. What do you think's happening? Perhaps the steer's no more. Scott himself up here, there's no telling how bad things are. He hold off on writing your obituaries. Alright, well, is that conversation between them new? Like I said, I didn't realize they had some sort of beef. Alright, we're gonna sell masterwork, non-magical items. We're gonna sell this for 355 buckaroonies. Damn. We're gonna take those mage potion. I want the mage armor potions. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else we like here. That's 4. Might as well sell these. I did give kind of a long spiel about how these are basically useless. Quiver of cold iron. Yeah, we do want that. Okay. Yep. Yep, that's good.
March on.
Okay, continue to steal all of the mongrel stuff because we're the good guys, and as such, all property of all citizens anywhere rightfully belongs to us. Alright, we gotta take a nap here. Messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance of the maze, or people have already gone there. I've warned Anivia and that old guy who won't acknowledge me. Take your time, there's no rush. Most important people always show up late. Everything's gone to plan, but Windowog's gone. So a whole army's marching on this maze. By mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one. What happened to Windu? I don't know, she was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us, no matter how hard she tried to deny it. Are we just leaving those two? We'll get them once the maze is cleared. Alright. Okay. Formation's fine. And let's go. Alright. So we're done with, like, the basic tutorial. Now we're going to enter the shield maze, which is significantly more challenging. This is what I've been talking about with point-blank shot, by the way. If we did not have that on, he could have just shot the monitor lizard. But because we had it on, he had to move into range first. We missed twice. That's cool. Okay. Well, it's not that, again, we have an armor class of 24. And if we had popped a mage armor potion, we don't get hit by anything in here, except that it doesn't roll an at 20, basically. We get hit by almost nothing in here that doesn't roll an at 20. Tribes are gathered. How long can we wait? The other tribes haven't turned up. We're going to wait for them just a while longer. So, we're just gonna squeeze on through. There's another path down there. You know, you can see it here. If you go with Windu, she has you take some boats, and there's like a little patch of water and you come up through here. And the tribes aren't gathered because you don't show the light of heaven. So Soul's like, oh, well, there's obviously no light of heaven, and Lon's just being a goober.
You're so awesome,
Alright. We have 4 mage armor potions, right? We do have 4. I forgot to steal Windu stuff, but that's okay. We're gonna hold on to them. For the moment, they're not necessary. Alright. First, quote-unquote, I guess what we'd call real encounter of the game. So yeah, cultist over here, we got a wizard here and here. These wizards are basically going to cast magic missile. Magic missile can't miss, so someone's going to be taking some pain here. We missed, of course we did. Kill that guy, thank you very much. So yeah, like this guy, boom. Oh, they went for Lon, that's interesting. For some reason, in my experience, they always go for Sela for some reason. So yeah, little mechanic thing. That guy... this guy had his limbs fuck up when he died, and now he looks like he just got done passing through Amigara Fault. So, and we'll kill that guy. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. We took that glaive because it's a masterwork. Again, those are worth $100 a pop. Later on, that's not going to be much, but for now, very nice. We're going to collect like 20 of those, and that's going to be like $2,000, which is pretty good at this early point in the game. I have turned off vocalizations. If I hadn't, and basically every action we take, somebody has to chime in, and it's kind of annoying, if I'm being honest.
Let us be off.
Alright. We sneak up, and we shoot this guy. But yeah, basically all the glaives, everybody that's using a glaive, that's a masterwork. See, this is why I'm like, those spiders can't be right. Because even these level 5 freaking cultists can only get to +8 and not +9.
The light. Take you.
Do it.
Says we can do it, but we are having a hard time hitting. God damn it.
Make every strike count.
Oh, truly just the most thrilling action. We take this Scroll of Small Earth Elemental. I mean, it can probably have some use. There's a breastplate, but that's not really useful. Take the Lesser Resto Scroll. That's going to be useful.
Let's move.
Maybe. Take Bless, Prayer. How much... We just use this. So, this book. Whenever we read this down here, I'm kind of covering up, but it says, you learned something new from this book. We go check out our abilities. We can now see in our special abilities, we have Tome of the Mentor's Sermons from the Labyrinth. Because we read that book, we get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with glaives as if we had the weapon training feat with a glaive. There's certain books throughout the game that give us special bonuses like that. We're gonna take all of these scrolls. They're very nice to have. something ding. So the Shield Mage follows in a long line of JRPG, or not JRPG, of CRPG traditions of opening dungeon that is too long and too boring because you only have like 5 potential party members and it's basically the same every time, and oh my god, why, oh why. You know, it's like Irenicus's dungeon in Baldur's Gate 2. There's like some sort of intro dungeon in Fallout 2. It's the tradition seems to be it happens with game number 2, because the Aldori Manor in Kingmaker is actually pretty short, all things considered. But the second Pathfinder game, we get this big long dungeon with only 4 party members. Yeah, Hovland. His name was Hovland. Do you know him? Yeah, he's not from our tribe, but we're both hunters, so we'd cross paths from time to time in the cave passages. Share news and leave supplies for each other. Then he just disappeared. He used to talk about wanting to try his luck in the maze. I thought he was long dead. Only he had been. Why'd they attack us? Something's wrong with them. Look at their bodies. It's like something's eating them from the inside out. Sure, maybe these guys just ate something weird or were having an off day, but I think something drove them out of their minds. Someone. A lot of cultists here for an empty maze. I have no idea. This is my first time. Maybe they fell down here. When Duat comes here, I'll ask her if we see her. Let's get out of here. Those mongrels don't drop anything.
I am helpful, am I not?
Get some potions of Cure Light Wounds. We open this door. Need to be careful. This guy here, this champion, he has an AC of 22. That's very difficult to hit. Our highest is Lon at +7. Technically +8. Once you bring into account this point blank shot. That means he needs a 14 to hit. He's flat. This guy's flat-footed right now, which is why it said +11. Why did he only need to move? Did he only need to roll an 11? So yeah, this is where this evil eye comes in. We do this, even though the succeeded on the will save. He's still at -2 for the rest of the round, and that's going to make him a lot easier to hit. He only gets 1 attack, so we might as well move in. He's still really hard to hit, though. And he hits really hard, isn't it? Wonderful. So, this guy is a +7. Yeah. Ooh. He also has a lot of health. He has 58 freaking health. He failed his will save, so he can feel okay just kind of moving in here. Hey, look at that crit. Why? Plus, okay, yeah, that, no, never mind, that math checks out. Yeah, it's... This guy's very annoying because he does have such a high AC. Now, not like we had to fight him. Well, he even has good loot. He's got scale mail? It's no good. Like, there's nothing like super... Oh, there's some Masterwork Valcata, we'll take that. Valcatas are an interesting weapon. They are an exotic weapon, like our Fauchard. They have a 19 to 20 crit range, which isn't as good as our Fauchard, but they deal 3 times damage on a critical hit. 19 to 20 times 13, that's what makes them an exotic weapon. that you have to take a feat to use. Because, yeah, that's kind of unusual for weapon. Main reason to come in this room is that in this room, there's like a trap right here, and you have to go into this room to disarm it. You could theoretically, kind of just skirt along the wall here with Camellia and not actually have to fight this guy, but that's boring.
I stand ready.
Fortunately, we have all of these uses of Cure Light Wounds. Unfortunately, our first Cure Light Wounds only healed 2 points of damage. Okay, we got some more mongrels just hanging out. We're going to murder them.
We can do it.
We can do it! Got him.
Forwards.
Ow. Guy just came up, walked right up and bopped Lon. Okay, open this door, there's some goodies. More health potions, more health potions, and more health potions. It's like Christmas in July.
Follow me.
Okay, we're kind of just sneaking up here. Because there are 2 bad boys. So you want to make sure we get the drop on. Why do you do this to me, Lon?
The spirits demand your blood.
These guys were really fucking high on their initiative. The fuck? What's this guy's AC? 20. Okay. We get a +2 if we've got 2 people, 2 allies standing next to it. We get a bonus called flanking, which is an extra +2 to attack. Which is why, despite only having a +5, Stila attacks as if she has a +7 because we get a bonus there.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
We won't falter.
He has more health than I thought he did.
No glory without risk.
Got him.
Go for their hearts.
The light. Take you.
I'm just now remembering, we kind of messed up earlier. When Camellia hit level 2, she got an extra spell slot. It's not that big a deal.
Together, we
But you know. It's just something I need to be better about remembering. Alright. 2 more bad boys here. This one's a barbarian. What that means is that he doesn't die immediately when we get him to 0 health, because barbarians can keep going for a little bit.
Into the fray.
Also, they get a bunch of, oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, hey, it shows actual. It didn't used to, show the sources of damage. Like, or these calculation. Damn. Get a +10? What the fuck? Well, for some reason we didn't get our defensive fighting. That's kind of Christ. So, God, +5, +4 from strength. Jesus. Also, they get bonus, like, temporary hit points. Fuck me. Which, means that that first attack, even though, like, it did some damage, it didn't look like it did anything. Christ in heaven. Fortunately, he only hung on for a round, because we did get him to -1. Yeesh. Yeah, that can be kind of like a nasty fight, because that barbarian, like you saw, he hits very accurately and he hits very hard. Alright, next room. I believe there's nothing here. We do need to be kind of ready for this next room. Because through here... we've got 3 people. One of these is this Hand of Hasilla. God damn it, why can we not hit anything? Sorry about that. God fucking hell.
Make every strike count.
This guy...
I'll just sit here.
The spirits demand your blood!
Strike with all your might!
Can't hit anything and we're getting hit a lot. Frustrating. Yeah, we get unlucky with rolls like this. This is actually a bit of a tricky encounter. I've certainly had times where I've had to reload a few times. Alright. Boy, we've taken way more damage than we really should have. We pick up that note. You heard a ding, like, whenever we find something. Over here, like, it lit up something for us to, like, open a door or whatever. We're going to... I guess we'll run all the way back here so we can rest. There's basically no reason for us to not rest here. There is no... We're not on any sort of timer. We don't lose out on anything if we take too long, so we might as well just rest as much as we can. And, guess we'll handle... Protective rituals don't actually matter right now. We're only going to rest for, 1 period, because...
You aren't from a noble family, right? You were taught to fight and read prayers, but I can pick a street rat out of a crowd of aristocrats.
Right, and they keep looking at me like I'm about to blow my nose on the curtains, especially the ones whose nightly services don't go any further than marching in parades.
Yeah, that should have... Fuck me. We're attacked, that's fine. It's just like a basic cultist. Got him. Actually... Since that's a cultist, they have a masterwork glaive. So we'll take that. Another $100, why not? Yeah, the game wanted us to rest for 2. rest periods, but we only needed one. The calculations for that are a little off. I have no idea why this has Fog of War on us. Yeah, anyway, part of the reason I felt the need to rest there is... We're gonna go through this door next. This is actually a pretty rough encounter. And behind this door is an even rougher encounter. So we're actually going to use one of our mage armor potions. We are now up to 25 AC. That's pretty good. Okay. We don't want Lon to move forward because we don't want him to accidentally draw any aggro. You heard a roar? There is one of those berserk assholes over here. Sela can't really cast spells because her armor gives her like a 35% chance to fail at casting arcane spells.
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
I'm moving Camellia here. Give everybody an extra +1 to attack. Here comes this asshole. So yeah, we're pretty tough to hit, but... else. But this brute still has a goddamn +10 to hit. That's insane. We got a crit. That's pretty lucky. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we only had one turn of Evil Eye. Because he made the will save. That's fine. Wow, okay. We super lucked out in this encounter. Because that brute did not just go ham on everybody. Like some unlucky rolls, and that brute is just killing, is just coming through and like taking out one person around. The rest of them were not. The rest of these guys, like the guard, can be not really a problem. He only has a +3 to attack. I guess this guy like has the highest chance of hitting. So yeah, it just takes a few bad rolls to get annihilated in this fight. Wonderful. Yeah, that's the power of our build right now. 28 AC before we've even gotten out of the prologue. It turns out it's quite good. We picked up some lockpicks earlier. Fuck me. Lockpicks are one-time items that give us a bonus to trickery for the one use. That helps us open this door, which has all sorts of fun goodies, including this unidentifiable scale mail. Weird. Yeah, I guess we don't have anyone with the Arcana skill to identify that. And, you know, some masterwork items that we'll sell later. Bear's Endurance. I guess I should show what's behind door number 2. It is a large water element. This thing is level 8. It has 68 hit points. It gets 2 attacks. That have a very high chance to hit, and hit very, very hard, 14 to 21. On top of a bunch of other stuff, like damage reduction. All our damage is reduced by 5. So, like, yeah, we can have Lon shoot this guy, but even if he hits, Lon has to only deals a 1 to 8. He has to roll at least a 6 on his damage die to deal any damage. we fare a little bit better because we only have to roll a 2. This is one of those cases where we don't move in because, again, they get 2 attacks. So if we moved Jimmy Pathfinder up, we only get 1 attack. When its turn comes around, it's going to hit us twice. So we can't... its AC's pretty low. We're going to actually hit its attack rolls. So yeah, as you saw, 0 damage. Isn't it great? This thing's neutral, so we can't even... Yeah, it's... I needed to Evil Eye this guy. Fucking whoops.
Make every strike count.
Alright, oh, I forgot about that fun little fact. It's got, like, some ability here. Whenever an enemy hits with a melee touch attack or a melee weapon without the reach ability, they take 1d8 cold damage. Isn't that cool? Wow. Yeah, and we're under the effect of that right now, so we take 1d8 cold damage each turn for another turn. Okay, yeah, we want to keep making its attack rolls worse.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
We actually reduce cold damage by 3. That's pretty neat. I believe that comes with our resistances for being an Aasimar.
The light take you!
Try to use cleave on it.
Forwards!
Only +3 because of all that. We don't get a flanking bonus. That's annoying. We still have like 8, 7. Oh my god. See, you were sitting there thinking, oh, he was talking up this fight, but it's not that bad. And now Camellia is knocked out, and yeah.
So this is how it feels.
Camellia should be fine.
We won't falter!
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Camellia's dead. Okay. Each chapter has, like, basically a bonus boss. A super difficult enemy for you to fight. That, like, is for the party that you would be expected to have at the time. Would be just, like, super difficult for you to actually defeat. That water elemental is the bonus boss for the prologue. It's guarding, like, a ring that makes your water attacks have a higher DC, I think. I generally just ignore it. It's just... So, in the difficulty options here, there's this checkbox that says, only active companions receive experience. When that's on, since only your active companions receive experience, you actually get a lot more experience per encounter, because it's not basically dividing it across every potential companion. So yeah, it's like it says here. There are less than 6 companions. Each of them will receive increased experience. Since we only have 4, we get increased experience. And if you do that, you could conceivably get to level 3 before you get out of the shield maze. Which, level 3 will make that fight a lot easier, you know? You get, at level 3, you get an extra feat. A lot of class abilities are coming online. You know, we're going to get our Blood Rager, which is going to give us access to a lot more, like, damage and stuff. If you don't turn that on, you're basically, like, you don't get level 2 until you complete the shield maze, and the part that comes immediately after it. He had... So, yeah, like, if you're playing like that, you that's always going to be a very difficult fight because you are so limited in your options. Later bonus encounters like that, we're just gonna have where you have so many different ways you can build characters. You have so many different items and like just all sorts of tools at your disposal that we don't have here, and we're not going to have here because I'm not unchecking that box. You can check it, and like so long as you re-enable it before you get your next party member, you're fine.
The spirits demand your blood.
Because I'm pretty sure whenever you get a new party member for the first time, it gives them experience to catch them up with the team. That Masterwork short sword. I don't think that was always a Masterwork. I gotta use the restroom again. I will be right back. All right. Okay, okie dokie. Now, behind this door, we've actually got another somewhat tricky encounter. Remember that cultist champion we fought earlier that had an AC of 22? There's another one. Also, in my experience, you always start this round... The enemy always gets a surprise round to start for no reason, as far as I can tell. It's... we could reload, and they're still going to get a surprise round. I'm reloading. I quick save before we went in there. But there's not only a cultist champion with their ridiculous 22 AC.
Let us be off.
They have backup from a wizard. And see, they get a surprise round for no discernible reason. There are just places in this game where the enemy seems to just get an arbitrary surprise round. Okay, he did fail his, we're going to actually use our arcane enhancement. So now this weapon counts as magical, and she doesn't actually get a +1 to hit because this is already, no, she does. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought she didn't. +1. Oh, because she already gets an enhancement. That's right. She already gets an enhancement bonus because, she picked the background of Courtier, which gives her rapier proficiency, but she also, I believe, picked up rapier proficiency from Shaman Hunter.
The spirits demand your blood.
Cut. Yeah. Cultist Champion continues to be a huge pain in the ass to fight. That was better than that fight usually goes for me. I have no idea why this guy isn't lighting up. Just a glitch. It's fine. This almost new diary. One. But yeah, this is flagged, like, it's got this yellow circle around it that usually indicates, like, an important item. I don't know why that's flagged as important. It doesn't, like, unlock anything. It's not used to solve any puzzle. Like, it just makes mention of the elemental.
No, what is that?
That we've already encountered, though. Yeah, that it's a neat bit of flavor, but I don't know why it's flagged as like a key item like that. There was a candlestick that we, like, pulled on. Opened the way here. Cold Iron Masterwork. Probably knows that there's the keyword cold iron on a lot of things. I'll explain it eventually, don't worry. Another encounter here. There's a wizard. There's actually, like, another guy in one of these corners. Maybe both these corners. Again, wizard has magic missile. Okay, yeah, it is both of those corners. It makes them just, like... dangerous isn't the right word. But yeah, if we don't kill them first, they're pretty much going to get some damage off on someone. And not getting damaged is... finding ways to not take damage is very important. I forgot that this cleric over here had hurt living. Which actually makes it a little bit more of a priority target than the wizard. Okay, whatever. You know, I've talked about how masterwork items are worth 100 smackers. I haven't actually talked about what it means for something to be masterwork. If it's a masterwork, it gets a +1 enhancement to attack rolls. Only attack rolls. You don't get a bonus to damage That saved for magic items. Great. Glad we had this talk. Okay, earlier we fought that Hand of Hasilla character. We read the note they had, and we heard something go ding. That's this candlestick right here. Because we can't open this door, because we have to pull this candlestick. And that's how you learn about the candlestick. There's probably a perception check you can make to figure that out too. We go that way, but I go that way anyway. I pretty much always kill the Hand of Hasilla. There's another Hand of Hasilla right here. I have no idea why, but they're there. Damn. Crit that Joker. So yeah, 2 clerics and a Hand of Hasilla that is also a cleric. Can't say I'm happy about... we did... Really, we succeeded on that will save. I'm quite surprised by... We got a +2 from... to our will from taking that level in Oracle. Alright, some dead Crusaders, I think these guys are. Of course, we're going to take... this Hand of Hasilla has a key. It's got another set of orders. That extra set of orders doesn't actually do anything. It's just flavor, because, yeah, a Hand of Hasilla. Hasilla's the person in charge of this place. I don't think we've... I mean, you can kind of gather that information, but, yeah. It's just kind of like, you know, the Hand of Hasilla would have. I don't know. Okay. Running up probably was not like the smartest play. It's very hard to get enemies to attack the person you want. The way we should have done that is basically we move Sela up a little, but we keep her back. Because generally enemies will... We still got hit. Because it rolled exactly what it needed to hit us. Sela also got poisoned there. And lowered her dex by 1. Pretty nasty little artifact, the nasty thing these guys can do. If they hit, yeah, the character they hit has to make a fortitude save. Or they get poisoned and take dexterity damage. Which can be a little difficult to deal with.
You won't survive me.
We can only you need the power of a restoration spell to heal that damage. Generally, it heals at like a rate of 1 per rest, which, you know, if you take a lot of it, it can take a while to get rid of. So yeah, it's why I said, like, way back in character creation, the fact that we get a free lesser restoration is, like, pretty okay on our main character here, because that can heal some ability damage, and you don't get lesser restoration until Divine Spells level 3, which our only divine caster at the moment is Camellia. I'm sorry, you get it at Divine Spell level 2, which Camellia gets at level 3. So yeah, they were keeping the monitor lizards in this cage, and then they broke free, is I think the idea here. We got an amulet that did not get identified. I can tell you what this is. It's an amulet of natural armor +1. We equip this. We get a +1 to armor. It's a natural armor enhancement bonus, which stacks with all this other garbage we got going on. Right. Magritium Turinos. We're getting everybody healed up. Through this door, there are these Cambions. There are 4 of them. There's 2 here, and then there are 2 over here. It's just a lot of actions at once from enemies that have a pretty decent attack. Like, they get a +6 on their longbow, and I think it's the same on their scimitars. Again, so long as they focus on Jimmy, they're not gonna hit. Well, it's a lot. It can just be a lot of damage coming from a lot of different sources. They can wear you down. Because they also have a bite attack, so if you engage them in melee, they get 2 attacks. And while the second attack is at a -5, that many dice being rolled, they're going to get some hits in, and it takes just a few lucky hits for this encounter to go sideways really quickly. They're not super scary otherwise. But yeah, if you're not ready, or if you just have some bad luck, it can become a troublesome encounter, and by being at max health, we mitigate some of that, because even if they do get a hit or 2 off, it's not that much damage. Like we'll be fine because we're at max health. They drop a lot of good stuff. They drop these Masterwork Scimitars, which again we sell for 100 a pop. More importantly, they drop composite longbows. We give these to Lon. He now gets to add his +3 strength to his damage. Bumps him up to 4 to 11 from 1 to 8. It might not seem like a lot, but it is. I don't really have anything to say other than it is. Like, it adds up. Like, if he hits both of his attacks, that's an automatic +6 to our damage. Guaranteed. And guaranteed damage is the best kind of damage. Like, you might have an attack that deals like 10d10 damage, but that could be anywhere from 10 damage to 100 damage. Whereas something that's like 5d10 plus 2, you know, you get that's going to be like 15 to a less top end. It'll only top out at like 60. I kind of like, god damn it. This is what I'm talking about, like, because there's a guy here, there's 2 here, and there's like another guy here, and as you saw, we took a surprise round there. This is another one of those places where I think like you're almost guaranteed to take a surprise round. It's really annoying. Am I opening? Oh, this door leads to like a couple of medium earth elementals, which it's not like that's a difficult encounter, but it's also not like it's not guarding anything worthwhile. Okay. So yeah, like 10 damage. We rolled pretty high, but I mean, it matters. The +3 matters. pretty much every bow we come across is going to be a composite bow. Wow, they do not like long. Oh, they took Camellia out, huh?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Pop, pop. That was good. God damn, they're hitting pretty accurately. Yeah, they took Camellia out. Yeah, alright. I said I turned off this earlier. I've got to turn it back on to constantly. I don't have to. But in the chaos of combat, it can be kind of hard to keep track of all of my characters. And one way I do that is... Part of it's because I play with on fast speed, but one way I do that is by listening to audio cues. So... yeah, hearing my characters, they all have a voice line when they go down, and that voice line is basically what I listen for to know who is alive and dead. And Seela and Camellia both went down, and they did not play their voice lines, so I was not immediately aware they were dead. We got a puzzle here. I don't know how you figure out the solution, but... yellow, blue, red, yellow is the solution. I don't know where you learned that. I just have memorized it. When we go in here, when specifically Seela gets in here, a little cutscene's gonna play. It's hard to tell, but there's a sword on that altar there. Seela appears up close at the sword, which seems utterly unacceptable to you. Wait, this is... No, it can't be. Her lies light up. I know that hill. Radiance, the sword of the great Yaniel. That's what this is. But it's meant to be the Tower of Estrid with all the other relics. That's what I heard, at least. Well, of course this rusted piece of metal. Of course, this rusted piece of metal must be the very same sword. I think you merely wish that this were the illustrious sword of legend. You don't get it. I've seen this sword 100 times in paintings and in the hands of the Yaniel statue. I've even thought of going to the Estrid Museum to see the real thing in person. How did it get here? Like, what's so special? Seela frowns. Now, nothing, I guess. But this sword was legendary in its day. People say that when Yaniel held it, the blade would glow, striking demons left and right. Soldiers would see Radiance as light from afar and take heart, rushing into the fray and winning. I don't know what's wrong with it now, or how to restore its power. It senses that they made a mockery of it. You're empathizing with an object? Extraordinary. Are all paladins so tender-hearted and sensitive? Sensitive in a way, yes. We're highly attuned to evil and everything wrought by demons. Radiance was in evil hands, and as a paladin, they did nothing good to it. It was Yaniel. No, you've never heard of Yaniel? She's famous all over Galarian. She was a great woman. She was born in Mindev, and the Crusade started. She couldn't just sit idly by. She dedicated her life to the Crusade. People say she was audacious and spirited. She was always the first into battle, and she never sacrificed other people's lives for a tactical advantage. That's how she's been remembered, as an incredible warrior who seemed to blaze with righteous fury. The images of her, she looks capable of driving all the demons back to the abyss single-handedly. Something happened between her and her commanders. Maybe they envied her, maybe there was more to it than that, I don't know. But anyway, she went into the whirlwind without her fellow soldiers. And she didn't just survive the mission, she'd been brought back Crusaders she rescued there. Can you imagine? She died as she lived, with pride. She was one of the people defending Dresden to the very end. That's where she perished. Don't take this the wrong way, but I really hope that she died quickly, a hero's death. So if she didn't, I mean, she was taken prisoner and had to endure unspeakable horrors. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Kind of like we got a Yaniel fangirl here. Seela writes all sorts of Yaniel fanfiction, guaranteed. Anyway, how did this get up here? Yaniel disappeared, but by some miracle, Radiance was recovered. No one else has ever wielded it. It is Yaniel's blade, and always will be. That's why it was put in the Tower of Estrid with the other Crusade relics. But now it turns out that somebody stole it. I have this weird feeling like I'm rescuing a fellow warrior from a dungeon. You can't just abandon it, even if it's no use to us, so it's no use to anyone down here. What if it could be repaired? So, we've got Radiance, it's got its own little icon here. For the moment, it's just a masterwork cold iron longsword, of which Sela already has one. It will get improved on throughout the game, though. And also, this is the only chance you have to grab it, because if you leave this area without solving the little puzzle and coming back, you will never get this sword. It ends at the end. By the end of the game, it is, I believe, the only weapon that naturally comes in at +6. So yeah, like I said, these earth elementals.
Always be ready for the worst.
We'll try to fight him, but we're kind of hurt. By kinda, I mean a lot of hurt.
Yet another obstacle.
And these aren't like simple, not super difficult, but I mean, with our +26 to AC, we're probably going to be pretty hard to hit.
We can do it.
Like I said, enemies normally go for the person closest, but not always. There's no real way to, like, control the enemy AI, get them to attack who you want. It is, in some manners, you just hope and pray. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, that encounter's, like, I mainly just wanted to make sure we took care of these Cambions first without taking any extra damage. Like, we took care of these guys pretty easily, but it can be tricky. Alright, we bought a quiver of cold iron ammunition. We're gonna go ahead and equip that on Lon. And despite losing an attack, we're gonna go ahead and equip this Fauchard, because it is also cold iron. I told you I would explain cold iron means. So, and it's just about time for that.
I hope you appreciate this.
So,
Let's move.
these are the first, like, true demons we're going to encounter. This is a Dretch. If you look at its sheet here, you'll see it has damage reduction 5, exceptions, good, or cold iron. Now, good does not mean the character's alignment. That whenever it says good, there is a property to some weapons that is good. It is a naturally good weapon, and there are different spells and abilities that can apply the good property to a weapon. We don't have any of those. What we do have is a cold iron longsword, a cold iron Fauchard,
I'm all ears.
and some cold iron ammunition. Put those on the wrong damn person. Let me check that first. So we have 20 shots of cold iron ammunition, so we'll just turn this on.
Are we in trouble yet?
And we deal full damage to this Dretch. Otherwise, it would take -5 damage. Which sucks. Camellia, unfortunately, does not have a cold iron weapon. She just has a masterwork one.
Make every strike count.
There's like one more Dretch over here.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Right. We're gonna go ahead and turn that off. We don't need it right away for the upcoming fight, and we're gonna switch back to unarmed. Masterwork.
Got your back.
Alright. We are just about done with the shield maze. We do want to take a quick nap first.
My sword is an extension of my arm. My sword is an extension of my arm. So, is my plumage an extension of my head? Focus, Sela.
Sela, you don't have you're not wearing a helmet, and it doesn't have plumage. Don't worry about it. So I said there's no real reason not to rest here, but I haven't been resting that much. Caveat, we are limited on our number of mage armor potions. We only had 5. I don't understand you paladins. Well, really, it's like I don't understand the huge clanking suits of armor you wear. Watch out! Here comes Sir Clanks-a-Lot, everybody! So what? This way everyone knows that good is on its way to beat down evil. And yeah, those last for an hour, which is a very long time, but you know, we want to hold on to them. They're not like rare, but we want to hold on to them for right now, because it's going to be our only way of applying mage armor. That's not true. I'll get into why it's important at a later date.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
We're about done with this dungeon. Boss fight's coming up.
What's on your mind?
We're going to cast that. So we want to buff up, which we don't have many buffs. So we enter this room. Cutscene. Don't worry. Big scary 4-armed demon guy here isn't the boss. Here you are, huddled together like a herd of humans, pitiful monsters. Not human or demon, even tieflings are less effective than you, but I, your master, Savamalek, can make you better, stronger. I can satisfy your hunger. Starvelings of the dark, submit to me. No, we are descendants of crusaders. Instructing a demon would be a betrayal of their memory. Hosilla? She just murks that poor dude. Well, who is the next descendant of crusaders? Who values old legends more than their lives? Beasts, monsters, and human guise. Reveal your true nature. This is the sweet, wholesome flesh of a righteous Aasimar. Eat, underground crusaders. Eat the flesh of the crusader from above. Find your true strength. They don't bother animating running us down here because why bother? You rush at the demon, but the air seems to grow thicker with every step. You feel like you're watching from underwater as you see the mongrels fall to their knees, one after another, and crawl to the Aasimar's body. You hear their fangs tearing through flesh, you hear the sloshing of blood. Former mongrels snarl like animals fighting over the most tender and juicy bits of meat. Your companions writhe in agony. One clutches at their head, another doubles over, one licks her lips in a really weird manner. You feel saliva pool in your mouth. Metallic tang awakens hunger in you. The hunger turns to rage. This winged filth dares to try to bind you to its will. It dares to tempt you with the sweet scent of meat untainted by corruption. The wretch must die. We are going to instead seize the hidden light within you, and by sheer force of will, you master your rage, and almost in response, warmth suffuses you from within. Warmth and joy from a simple realization. You can win. Save these people. The power of heaven bolsters and guides you. Its light breaks free, and enveloping the mongrels grants them the gift of blissful oblivion. Lowering your gaze, you see a scarlet stain on your chest. The wound has reopened, and instead of blood pouring forth, you see only radiant light. We hit him with the bolt of justice. What are you? Destroy this vermin! That scares him off. He's like, later nerds. He's already wounded. Winduag, kill. So now we know where Windu went up. She apparently knows this Hosilla lady. I'm no longer your slave, Hosilla, but I will gladly kill anyone who pokes their nose in where it doesn't belong. Alright. Winduag is not much of a problem. Hosilla is.
Go for their home.
primarily because of her weapon. When her weapon hits... So first off, she does a bunch of buffs. So whereas before she was at a +6, she's at a +8 now. Her weapon's a reach weapon. We need to move Lon out of the way. But basically, if her weapon hits, everyone nearby needs to make a wisdom save or be feared. And when they're feared, they run away. It's annoying. Ta-da! For the first time we used... Okay, we have to reload because she just fucking murdered Camellia. And, like, Camellia was dead. She wasn't coming back up after the battle, and we only have 2 means of resurrection right now. Okay. Since Camellia's AC isn't that great, we'll back up. I wanted to punch, but okay. So yeah, this is Smite Evil. It gives, as a swift action, you can use it. It gives, Seela a bonus to her attack rolls and damage rolls. Or no, a bonus to attack rolls equal to her charisma modifier, and she gets to add her paladin roll to damage, which is just +1. So this gives her a +9 on her attempts to smack Hosilia. Seela only gets 1 use of Smite Evil, and now's as good a time as any to use it. Like, the Hosilia just hits so hard. Like, she one-shot Seela from full health. We're going to use a charge here. We can't use a charge here. Alright. When we deal a bunch of damage to her, we get another cutscene here. She summons a couple of demons. This restarts the fight. So we get to, like... Fuck me.
Make every strike count.
I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Should be pretty easy to take care of Winduog. We are going to back up because we want to change our weapon. Okay, we're going to finish off Windu. We changed to the Faux Shard because it's Cold Iron. We put in our Cold Iron arrows. These Quasits are kind of annoying. They also have a Venom, if they hit, that can lower stats. If you fail a fort save, it's annoying. And they're demons, so if you don't have Cold Iron stuff, it can take a long time to kill them with certain party members because you're not going to be dealing much damage.
Well, are you going to finish me off?
What else are we supposed to do with you? You're not just a traitor, you're a monster. The young ones believed you, and you lured them to a demon and watched them eat human flesh.
Yeah, Windy Walk's kind of not
I
nice.
was trying to make them strong. What have you done for them? What were you doing while I was looking for ways to bring strength to our tribe? You're useless, Lan.
I led by
Sorry about that.
I trained. I tried to become stronger so I could go to the surface and maybe do something worthwhile with my stupidly short life.
The stupidly short life thing is going to come up again. It's kind of a recurring theme with Lon.
But you? Why would you want any power that turns you into a monster? These young guys and girls, they trusted you. And they were turned into mindless animals, ready to eat corpses at a demon's command.
I went through the same ritual as them, and I didn't become an animal. I conquered my anger. The anger that has been building and building in every one of us for decades. Unlike you, I have no intention of just lying down and politely accepting death. I will rise above all this, while you'll still be stuck with your pride, chewing on rats.
Anyway, that wound burst open again. The bleeding is gone, like it was never there in the first place. Skin is totally smooth and unmarred.
It's gone. It was just there, and now it's gone. It's gotta be some kind of demonic trickery. You need to have a cleric look at that.
Yeah, I had a dragon look at that, dude. I don't know what you want from me.
If he had been marked by the abyss, do you think some nobody priests will be able to help?
That's a fair point.
No, the demons have branded this uplander. And judging by the smell of his blood pouring from his chest, the demons will be able to find him wherever he goes. And they'll find you too, Lan.
So you've been serving Savamolek this whole time?
Better to serve a strong master than to eke out an existence in a dark hole with no hope. I am of the Neathers. Our lives are short, but we are hardier than humans. I realized a long time ago that I was capable of more than this life offered. And I follow whomever is the strongest.
I thought you were better than that. I thought you were proud of your heritage, but you're willing to crawl on your belly before anyone who's even a little bit stronger than you. You're not a mongrel. You're a cave slug. You have no understanding of the meaning of family or tribe.
Oh, so now you think you know everything about me. You're one of the best hunters in the tribe. It benefited me to ingratiate myself with you. So I acted in a way that pleased you.
Why didn't you stop us when we might uncover your secret?
Malik is always in need of new servants. You'd make as good a servant as anyone else, and then... once you've gone missing in the maze, not even the redoubtable Lan would have dared look for you.
But then why did you come with me to look for the sword?
So I could kill you quietly if you found it and stop you taking it to the village, you idiot. I would have told everyone that you got caught in a cave-in. But then the Uplander showed up and I had to change my plans.
So does that mean you ate human flesh too?
Yes. Priscilla found me in the caves. I was lost and hungry. And she offered me a choice. Die as a nobody, or live, and gain the power to change everything. Savamalik tore off a piece of an Azimar priestess's thigh. A big, juicy piece. More meat than I'd ever received in the tribe. That was the first time I knew what it was like to be happy. To have a full belly. I swore to myself that it would always be that way. Then the madness and rage took over. I came very close to turning into an animal, no better than the weaklings you saw in the maze. But I am strong. I mastered myself. I brought myself under control. I fell so that I could rise again.
Weirdly, I don't think there's any, like, mechanical thing that distinguishes the fact that Winduwog's gone through that and supposedly gained some sort of strength. I don't know.
Should have chosen death. Dying's better than living like that.
You're saying I should have died that day, Lan. But then who would have listened to your feeble jokes? Who would have showed you the best caves for hunting? Who would have made you a man?
Yeah, they did the do.
I would have been fine without all that. And without you. Your death will make the world a slightly better place, Wenduog.
So what did your service entail?
Simple. I lured those I deemed worthy into the maze. To the rest, I told stories of the horrors of the maze, making them stay away. It all hung in the balance when the cave walls shuttered, and many of the young ones decided that the time of their great exodus had come. I had no doubt that Hosilla would dispatch a dozen young Neaters easily. But what would become of the maze if all the tribes poured in?
Yeah, probably would have been good, considering it only took 4 of us to clear the whole place out.
So when Lan ran off,
Well, except for that water elemental, that thing's still a rampage around, but...
not to help him, but to make sure that the sword never reached Neathholm. It's a pity that you got involved and stopped me from killing him. But then again, the evening gong has not yet been struck.
You sicken me.
Alright, I guess, like, you could... I don't know if Join Me actually, like, lets you take Windu instead of Lon, but we're gonna tell her to go away.
I like looking at you, Uplander. I'll just wait till you're asleep, and then I'll slit your throat. No matter where you are.
Sounds like the behavior of a weakling to me. So she runs off. Bye!
She's gone. But next time, she won't get away. Damn it, Wendu. Why'd you have to go and... Anyway, there's no point crying over spilt milk. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll bring the chief and the rest. I need to clear my head.
Okie dokie, have fun. What is... Well, I'll be damned. Turns out old Holren isn't as crazy as we all thought. There really were demons down here. Should have listened and sent a patrol down here, damn it. Yeah, Anivia, how did you miss the giant cultist base right in the city? Yeah, right, like it wasn't enough that I sniffed out every damn shadow in the city. You know, the stories about the demons living beneath the streets of Canabras, those tales are as old as the Crusades themselves. I messed up, but you fixed my mistake, so thanks. How's the leg? Better than yesterday, worse than the day before. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna die, don't worry. Need to look after the young mongrels. This is a bit... this place must be burned with holy flame. It's a bit extreme for me, so let's get the hell out. Lon's just like, yo, Chief, I'm going with them. Nivea's eyes quickly skim over the letter, and she passes it to you. Those cheese sons of... This is all the information on the cultists in the city. Their meeting places, password, their secret hideouts. Maybe we should show whoever's in charge of Canabras right now. As soon as we get back to the surface, we'll find out what's what. Alright. Hosilla. Need to go talk to. She has a... We get her special glaive that we can't identify. Kind of... I don't remember having this much trouble identifying stuff in the past, but whatever. Yeah, we'll take all of this. Fresh drop lock. Dyra's here. Her stock is, I believe, exactly the same, but it gives us a chance to offload a bunch of this garbage we've been collecting. So yeah, about $2,000 worth of stuff there. frees up some space so that we won't get encumbered, because, spoilers, there's going to be even more garbage for us to collect. We missed a ring earlier. That's an oopsie. That's a Ring of Protection +1. It is yet another item that gives us a bonus to AC. That will give us a +1 to our AC, bringing our base AC up to 23 before anything else.
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on the surface rages on. The warriors of Canabras are trying to defend the Wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
Don't worry, the main character is coming! We uncovered a lot of new locations. That's weird. We get, like, a full heal here. We get a full heal. We get all of our abilities back. So yeah, we just get a so yeah, it's just something to keep in mind if you're playing, that after the Hostilla fight, when you come here, you don't need to rest, because the game just basically gives you a rest for free. And things like our mage armor, like it doesn't count towards that. So like the time of that. So we still have like an hour left on our mage armor. It's quite nice. 27 gives a election bonus to armor class. This is a medium armor. 30 pounds versus 25. Go right on the. Because this is technically better for Camellia, but I don't know. And you get bonus AC against undead. Neat. This is only a cold iron foe shard, so we don't get a +1 for being mastered. Alright, well, let's make a hard save. That's what we're going to call it for today. Look around. Thank you for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed it.